presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in their image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say you hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in a cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, told me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville when I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shot for my life. I want to be a gangster like a god. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your holler, ain't he murdered by them and got a hug from your heart. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priest bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ice ages. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a gang, thrown on black, they said I was going through a phase. There's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we can never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut up all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
So then I said to him, you ought to customize your car insurance at Liberty Mutual, so you only pay for what you need.
Living for pleasure, it won't get you nowhere. Your cup is on E, I can't mess it. I'm here to adjust it. What you could be if you let a real nigga protect it. I leave you alone. I leave you alone. I keep calling you, but you texting. I won't. Let's see if you get the memo. Simple things. I just wanna see you. just let me feel alone. Please, I feel low, but though I have the glow, but please, I do no drugs, but somehow I'm out just at, I'm at peace. I reminisce the old and how I've reached my peak. When it comes to you, you acting like police. You make me wanna OD when your heart on release. Remote in your hand, but still ain't no controlling me. I bagged another soul, you can tell by my set of keys. Something still off the Lord, take the top off. My roots and fruits destroyed, but I'm still like a growing tree. I wanna grow deep in this game without my peeps. I hate to see her go, but I love to watch her leave. And you know my other girl, she take the top off. Somehow she's quiet to me, it seems like grief and misery. I lay her down, I fresh her up, then I let her be. Ain't nothing but a simple things. Simple things. I just wanna see your face. Fall with me. I just wanna see your face. Simple things. I just wanna see your face, yeah. Fall with me. I just wanna see your face.
It's Mike woke up like this, migraine medicine. It's Ubrelvy. One dose can quickly stop my migraine in it.
But the rest get to it, ain't taking no shit, get to it, You take a loss, try to bounce back, but you blew it. Let me show you how to do it. Dispute it, I can prove it. Bro, boy, we can do it. Nigga, ain't nothing to it. Ain't no counts, ain't no excuses. Let's get to it.
I don't care what they talk. All I want is my Porsche. I'ma ride up clean. Look at me, I'm a force. Kill them off like a boss. Nigga, you better stop it. All about my profit. I'm shooting off like a rocket.
Who got to blow these niggas out the border? He go hard and go hard. Steph Curry, fourth quarter. All I got is my niggas. All I fear is my fall. All I bring is that slaughter. Bomb on the Pearl Harbor. He ain't real, he alive. If he real, who am I? Now his ass in the fire. If he can't till I die, please don't cross the line. Try to stop and stop trying. Boom, sharp and small wide. I'm on the grind. Let's get to it. Double time and believe. You ain't harming me, nigga. I brought a whole army of niggas. I ain't moving with precision. Follow every order given. Let's get to it. Make it on the race, get to it. Ain't taking no shit, get to it. You take a loss, try to bounce back, but you blew it. Let me show you how to do it. Undisputed, I can prove it. One more, make it do it. Nigga, ain't nothing to it. Ain't no cops, ain't no excuses. Let's get to it.
You hear the truth that I'm speaking? Lot of hate for no reason. You probably don't understand. That's why I got the master plan. You know the power in my hand. Sling the shit on demand. You better watch where you stand. Stay flamed up and ain't chained up for nobody.
They're wolves, man, what you know about? This ain't a rap, it's a message. Ain't a real, be respected. Fake niggas like a virus. A lot of niggas infected. I came to correct. Bought a whole bunch of soldiers. They move at my discretion. When the rebels in the inch, all the niggas hit the exit. Them niggas get the sprint. I demand your attention. Sorry, nigga, I ain't folding. Plus, you know a nigga hold it. Nigga, look how I'm rolling. Show the check my demeanor. He smooth, but I'm cleaner. Flow like Aquafina. Hit him, run the Serafina. Yeah. I got it delivered. I'm about to have a baby, but I still wanna breathe. Let's get to it. Nothing comes to a dream. I'm strictly getting. I'm all about the business. Rock solid and relentless. You came to make friends. I came to make a killing. That's why I don't kill it. Leave these niggas hurting. I ain't smart fishing, nigga. Do you need a healing? I know you can hear me. I'ma bet you a rookie. Kanye, you a Donald Trump, I'm a pussy. I'm a king, you a cook. Ain't nothing you can tell me. I'm too ready. Let's get to it.
Hey, Shalom Israel. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commando General Yohana. This is Isupk Kalim Brotherhood class. Let's clap it up. First and foremost, I want to, you know what I'm saying, just say, you know what I mean, shalom to the Akim and to the Akwathium, you know what I'm saying. You know, I hope, you know what I'm saying, y'all keep enduring, fighting your demons, seeking counsel, you know what I'm saying, using the Brotherhood, you know what I mean, it's essential. And that's what today is, you know what I'm saying, Brotherhood class. I got Officer Bon Zion, you know what I'm saying, in the house. And, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if this is your first, I think it is, you know what I'm saying. Well, since getting the oil on his head, you know what I'm saying, renewing that oath, we got Officer Caucasai, you know what I'm saying, Precinct Officer Caucasai in the building, you understand? And we got the sisters in the building as well. But we're gonna go ahead and get started, man, you know what I'm saying. I'm Precinct Officer Tapazar, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, we here to serve, man, under Command General Yohana. Alright. So today's subject matter, you know what I'm saying, is you know, if you read the title, is you know what I'm saying, is, you know what I mean, we dealing with resources, man, you know what I'm saying. And in terms of brotherhood, you know, there's no better resource than your brother. You understand? There's no better resource, man. But if you can give me Ecclesiastes 7:7, you know, but because of the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, because of our oppressor, because of this captivity that we're in, you know what I'm saying, we don't look at our people, at our brother as a resource. We look at him as a resource. You understand? And what do I mean when I say that? The scriptures talk about, you know what I'm saying, that because we didn't keep the commandments of the Most High, and we didn't keep all of his commandments, that we will be up under the curses, man. And one of those curses, you know what I'm saying, that would affect, you know what I'm saying, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, is having an evil eye towards your brother. It said that he that is tender and delicate would have an evil eye towards his brother. You understand? And it's so deep how, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, the scriptures talk about how the Most High is a power, you know what I'm saying, he's a power of the living, not of the dead. You know what I mean? These scriptures are alive. You know, when you look out right now from a cultural standpoint, and you look at what's going on right now in American society amongst blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, what you see is young men who look tender and delicate. These brothers look like they straight up out of middle school, man. You know what I'm saying? Even in their form of their physical form, they look like boys. And these brothers in their 20s, mid-20s, but they have the physical structures. Like, I mean, if y'all familiar, you know what I mean, just to give a practical example or visual example, you know, it's heavy because it's even in their monikers and their names, right? You got Little Baby, right? Little Dirt, Little Wayne. You understand? Mm-hmm. You know, Little Pete. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody got a little in front of their name, and you know, it's spiritual because physically they're little. And I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying this in a derogatory, like, I'm trying to come and disrespect these brothers, because there are brothers, and to a certain degree, they have a warrior spirit to a degree, but it's on the left hand side. You know what I'm saying? They're not dealing with no physical combat. They're dealing with, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, bows and arrows, man. You understand? And that's a level of combat, but you know what I mean, you know, but it ain't the first level. You understand? But you know, and the sad part about it is, man, the tragic part about it is that warfare is directed towards each other. But when you look at these brothers, you look at their faces, they have the faces of children, tender and delicate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like looking at your son that's 10 years old, but he got 20 bodies on his pistol. You know what I'm saying? Like, these, you know, they look like babies, but they've experienced, for some of these brothers have experienced things that grown men have never experienced, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, have bodies under their belt. You know what I'm saying? Have murders under their belt, man. You understand? And they look at their brothers as a resource. And when I say a resource, I don't mean righteously. I mean unrighteously, man. They look at their brothers as a come up. You understand? As a way for them to get ahead, or just, you know, an op. You know what I'm saying? A target of revenge, man. A target of vengeance, man. You understand?
Right.
There's no love between brothers. You understand? It's whatever I could use this brother for. And like I say, it's on the left hand side, man, because really, a brother, your brother is meant to be a resource, man. But not one that you deal with treacherously, man, but one that you deal with righteously, man. You understand? But we're gonna bring out this precept, and we're gonna get more into it. Whoever got it.
I got you. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Oppression makes a wise man mad. You understand? Hey, can someone give me the definition of mad or of madness? You understand? Oppression makes a wise man mad. You know what I'm saying? When you living in a jungle environment, you understand? When you dealing with lions and tigers, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Wolves, snakes, rats. You understand? You basically based on who you are, you got to make a decision about how you're gonna move in that environment, man. You understand? They got something called the law of the jungle. You understand? Hey, sis, she okay? Sis, she alright? It's alright. You know what I mean? Don't press her. You know what I mean? She good. So you got something called the law of the jungle, man. You understand? And it's really kill or be killed. You know what I'm saying? It's eat or be eaten. You know? And it's understandable, man. You know what I'm saying? To live like a beast when you amongst beasts, that's an understandable thing if you don't have your culture and identity. If you don't understand what brotherhood is, that's the only option that you have, man, because you're dealing with the law of survival, man. You understand? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're coming to a state and a condition where, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have always been in a state because of our transgressions against the Most High and being put in captivity and having to deal with our oppressor. We've always been in a state of survival. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we cry out to the Most High, He deliver us, and for a period of time, we adhere to His laws, statutes, and commandments, and we have a period of, peace, a period of, of rest. But eventually, we get to looking at the heathens round about us, and we forget the brotherhood that the Lord taught us, and we want to be like our enemies, and then we get put in the same condition again, and we get put back into that state of survival. You know what I'm saying? Where our men are being hunted down by our oppressors. Our women are seeing their protection, their wall of protection torn down, and now they have to make a decision, right? Now they have to choose, okay, am I gonna, stay loyal to my own people, or am I gonna go ahead and, get into a relationship with my enemy so I can survive in this society? You know what I mean? We keep coming back into these captivities with these decisions that are put before us, man, life and death, man. And based on what we did prior, you understand, we come back into a certain degree of hell. We all in hell, but we come into a certain degree of hell, man, and we have choices to make. And without the understanding of the truth, usually, man, it's going to be the choice that, that keeps us in the hell that we in, man. You have sisters that'll say, listen, this black man, he can't protect me. He ain't, he ain't no good. You understand? He's out here, living how he want to live, and our men are not standing up for our nation. You understand? So I'm gonna go ahead and get with the men that I feel can get me into position. You understand? You tell me why Holly Berry chose to get with a white man. Why did Venus and Serena Williams, after their father, who spent all that energy into training them in the discipline of playing tennis, and the love and the training that he put into them, and the protection that he gave them from our oppressor that tried to get into their heads and keep them at a certain level, right? Why after all of that and all their successes, right? All the trophies and accolades and achievements that they got. Why do they choose the oppressor as to be their lord?
Right.
I mean, I don't know if y'all know they're making a movie about them. Yeah, Will Smith. I don't know if y'all seen that or not, man. And I don't know the title right now, but I saw the trailer. Will Smith is playing the role of Venus and Serena Williams' father, and it's showing them, you know what I mean, from their beginning in Compton and all the things that they went through, and it's showing how, you know, the oppressor came in and was trying to block their growth because they saw their talent. They saw their abilities, they saw their salt early on, and they were trying to block, you know what I'm saying, their rise, man. You know what I'm saying? But why did they make this decision? Because they achieved these heights of success, and when they got to the top, they're like, I don't see my own people up here. So to them, getting with a black man would have been going backwards.
Right.
It'd have been going back, like, nah, I ain't gonna be with no black man because what he represents in the world, you know what I'm saying, is failure.
Right.
He represents, you know what I'm saying, slavery. He represents criminality. He represents subjugation. You understand? Even though statistically they say that black men are the most desired men on the planet. From a physical standpoint, that women prefer the black man over every other nationality on the planet. These are true statistics, man. But because of oppression, it makes a wise man mad. And if it makes a wise man mad, what does it do to a woman? What does it do to a child? What does it do to the weaker vessel? What does it do to who the weaker vessel is supposed to rear up and raise? How will it affect their mind? You understand? Read that scripture again.
This is Ecclesiastes 7 is chapter 7 verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Surely oppression makes a wise man mad. What's the definition of mad or madness?
Madness is the first definition. The state of being mentally ill.
Damn.
Especially severely.
That's heavy. Read that again.
The state of being mentally ill, especially severely.
Good night. Before we get to that, because that was heavy. But give me mad first. Good night. Give me mad. Because they're gonna say, you didn't say madness. It said mad. But see, what you don't understand is that the scriptures say in the curses that he would strike us with madness. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord would strike us with madness, man. You understand? And if you're wise and you're mad, if you don't have the Lord, then it's going to result in you having madness, right? Go ahead and bring that out.
The definition of mad, the first definition, very angry.
Right.
Number 2, mentally ill, insane.
Now this is what I want to say about this. That's perfect, priest, the water. The first definition is very angry. When you see the condition of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, when you're growing up in the projects, you're growing up in your home. You know what I'm saying? You know your father isn't present. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your mother's on drugs. You know what I mean? Your mother's working hard. She's doing the best that she can. You understand? But you don't have your father there, or vice versa. You have your father, but say your mother was on drugs, right? Your first, even as a child, you may not show it, but you're angry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you have any level of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it's gonna get you angry, right? Mm-hmm. But if you don't have these scriptures, if you don't have the wisdom of the Lord, your next step is to be mentally ill, man. And for you to take a Glock 19, you understand, with a 30-round magazine in it, you know what I'm saying, an extendo clip, and every day the joy of your heart is to go out and to hunt men that look just like you, man. That's because you're dealing with a mental illness, man. Because of the oppression that you live in, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a church on every 4 blocks, or every block. You got 4 churches on every square block.
Right.
You understand? You're living in poverty. You understand? Your mother's on WIC. She giving you the EFT card to go get, you know what I'm saying, that government cheese. Mm-hmm. You understand, to get the powdered milk or the milk and the eggs. You living off of ramen noodles, man, and boiled hot dogs, man. Yep. And you go outside, man, and you see brothers that have been raised up in an environment of, you know what I'm saying, of gang banging, man, or drug selling. And all your mama can afford to get you is the shoes up out of Walmart. And you see these, you know what I mean, brothers your age, they got J's on, man. You understand? They rocking Balenciagas and designer clothes and all that. And your mother can only afford to get you the Shacks out the Walmart.
Right.
What kind of decision is that what's that gonna do to your mind, man? And then you gotta sit in class all day. You understand? And you watching music videos where all you know, our women are being hypersexualized, man. You understand? And then this, you know, you got the Cardi B's and the Meg Thee Stallions, man, who came up out of the same oppression, and they chose to use their image and their bodies to make money, man. And they put out this image of you know what I'm saying, of their power being their sexuality. And this goes out, and this message gets sent out to our daughters, man. And then so our daughters, you know what I'm saying, who don't have their fathers, they're looking for some comfort, and they link up with a young, you know what I'm saying, with a young brother, man, who's watching this stuff, and his only thing is like, man, I'm a squirrel trying to get a nut. So he gonna say whatever he gonna say to her to make her feel good. Or maybe they both done been through hell and they take comfort in each other, man. You understand? And then what happens? She's 14, 15, she gets pregnant, and the cycle continues. She's a baby having a baby, man.
Right.
Everybody dealing with mental illness, man. Oppression makes a wise man mad, man. You understand? And then you got a lot of these young brothers, man. They like, listen, man, I see what's going on in this thing, man. I'm not finna be the prey. I'm gonna be the predator. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I'm about to be the apex predator. I'm not gonna be at the bottom of this food chain. I'm about to be at the top. I'm gonna get this money. If I got any opposition, I'm blowing their heads off their shoulders. I'm taking them out, and I'm gonna pop as many women as I can. You know what I'm saying? It's like we only get two paths, man. It's either sports or it's the streets, man.
Right.
That's it. Because we know we're not getting the same opportunities and levels of education that's going on in the suburbs. You understand? Our only opportunities to even get a higher education 9 times out of 10 is through sports. Because our parents can't afford no college fund. They can barely pay the light bill. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, they didn't put the light bill in their baby's name. Because their credit messed up. Why? Because their parents put the light bill in their name. So their credit been jacked up since they was teenagers, man. You understand? We don't have no financial literacy, man. And it drives us mad. It drives us into madness. It drives us into mental illness, man. And then we begin to look at each other as a resource. Not a resource in a positive sense, but just a lick, a come up. Anybody that comes across my path, I'm gonna use them, man, to my advantage, man. And that goes directly against our culture, man. And that's why we in the position that we in, man. Because we don't have no brotherhood. You understand? But can you finish the rest of that Ecclesiastes 7:7?
And a gift destroys the heart.
And a gift destroys the heart, man. What's that gift, man? You know what I mean? That gift is you know what I mean? If we're talking about these Christian pastors, man, our so-called leadership, these church leaders, right? What's the gift that destroys their heart? Anybody know? What's the gift that destroys the Christian pastor heart, man? It's real simple. He asks for it every week. The money, man. Them tithes, man. All the while he telling you that the law is done away with, but he ain't forgot that law. The law, listen, tithes is not in the New Testament. Your Christian pastor right now, he watching this, he telling you, man, don't listen to that man with them shades on, that weird thing on his head. What is he, a Muslim?
Right.
He with the Taliban, right? He one of them Arabs. Go ahead, sis.
They also have building funds.
building, oh, good night. And the building fund lasts forever. The building fund is right next to the tithe, man. He get it on both sides. He want the front end and the back end. You know what I mean? You got to pay them tithes every week, but the building, there's always something wrong with the building. But you'll never know what it is. They ain't got no ledger telling you like the pipes is messed up, the bathroom need to get. And look, how come they got the building fund going, right? They collecting on the building fund every week, but the bathroom always messed up and clogged, man.
Right.
What's up with that, man? The AC don't work. And you know how I know the AC don't work? Because they got them right. Right, brother, you've been in the church, brother. Because they got the Martin Luther King church fans, man. Either they got Martin Luther King on the church fan, or they got Cesare Borgia on the church fan, man. White Jesus, man. You collect on the building fund every week, and the AC don't work, man. Salaki, go ahead, preach.
And I just want to say this because I used to do maintenance in the church. In the church house, right?
Okay.
So, so they hire young brothers, you know what I'm saying? They pay you minimum wage. But you getting all this money, why you ain't hiring people to do these things?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like we saying so heavy because like I remember the AC conductor was messed up. They had to go in there and change that. Do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? But they can't get nobody, a professional, to do it. You got all this money, you got the building funds, all this. You hire some young buck to do it for a penny. You know what I'm saying?
That's heavy, man. But you know what the game is with that, because if they really get it fixed, then how can you have the building fund, man?
Right.
If the building actually gets repaired, then what you asking for money for, man? Mm-hmm. We gotta keep the money coming in, man. You understand? And that's the goal. But the bottom line is that the churches have not been a help to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. What they've been is a leech and a parasite on the community. Right. They drain the community of all their funds, right? And they provide no solutions, right? They taking this tithe money, but then when Miss Cheryl get her lights cut off, and she go and say, hey, I've been tithing faithfully. I've been going to this church for 7 years. My grandmother went to this church. I've been tithing faithfully. My lights got cut off. Well, Sister Cheryl, listen, the Lord is faithful. You understand? He may not come through when you want him, but he's always going to be there on time. You just pray and fast and you trust in the Lord. You understand? And you come back to church next week. I'm going to speak on this very thing right here. You know what I'm saying? Trusting in the Lord when times is hard. Listen, this message is going to be just for you, Sister Cheryl. You make sure you come to church on Sunday. And man, give me that James, man. James chapter, I want to say chapter 4, man. Let me find that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna send her off with a blessing, but not with what she needs. You understand? Let me get that, man, in James, man. It's a lot here. Hold on. I think it's in James chapter 4. Basically, it's talking about if a brother is hungry or a sister is hungry. Sees that too. No, it's James chapter 2. Give me start at verse 15. 2 and 15. You get that. That's the scriptures. The Lord's about to show you the mindset of these pastors, man. The wickedness of these pastors, man, who have no brotherhood, who add on to the oppression that we suffer under the so-called, under the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. You understand? When the scriptures talk about the devil and his angels are the Christian pastors, man. You understand? Who keep us in our oppression, man. Because if we had these laws, such as the commandments, showing us brotherhood, then we wouldn't leave each other in these conditions, man. We would see each other as the resource. We would rely on each other, man. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 15.
Right.
If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily bread, of daily food.
If a brother or sister don't have clothes, right? They don't have clothes for themselves or for their children, right? Or they don't have daily food. Them babies need them milk bottles every day. They need that formula every day. You understand? Them babies need that they breakfast, lunch, and dinner, man. You understand? They need water. They need this stuff every day. If a brother or sister, listen, as a man or as a woman, we need daily food.
Right.
To keep us alive, man. I think the longest that a person can go without food, I believe, is 3 days. Before their body starts to go into, I forget what the word is, man. Before their body start to shut down. Right? And it starts to eat off of itself. You know what I mean? Eat off of its own body fat. Right? And I think the longest you can go without water is
it's shorter than that.
I don't know if it's 24 hours or I'm not sure, man. You understand? Or maybe food is 7 days and water is 3 days or something to that effect. I'm not sure. But at any rate, man, this is letting you know that food and water is a daily necessity. And us as a people, right? If you in leadership, if you represent the leadership of a people, and you see people who are lacking the basic necessities, you know what I'm saying? And you see that, what should be your response? Keep reading.
Verse 16. And one of you say to them, depart in peace. Be ye warm, and full.
Good night. Imagine that, man. Your stomach is your ribs is touching. You looking like one of them. You looking like one of them Ethiopians, man.
Right.
With the swollen belly, man. You know what I'm saying? And you go to somebody. Imagine that, man. You're starving. Your children are starving, and you go to somebody who has a pantry full of food. You know they got food because you was at their house last week and you saw all this extra chicken on the stove and the fridge was full. Mm-hmm. And you go to this person and you say, hey, listen, I know this is out the way. I wouldn't come to you unless I needed to come to you. But listen, me and my children, man, you know, my family, like we starving right now, right? And they're coming to you because they see you as a leader and as somebody that can help, as a resource. And your response is what? Read that again.
Depart in peace. Mm-hmm. Be warm and full.
You don't give them no food, you give them some words. Depart in peace. They came hungry. If they depart hungry, what peace are they gonna have? What kind of peace is that? Be ye warm and filled. What they gonna do with a self-affirmation, a mantra, and meditate themselves and imagine that they had a big turkey leg and some mashed potatoes and gravy and some corn. They gonna imagine in their head that they had a roasted chicken.
Damn.
Nah. To eat. That's wicked, man. That's evil. That's no brotherhood. But that's what the Christian pastor in the church does every week, man. And we know that because out here in Texas, man, during Hurricane Harvey, you understand? Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes, they shut their doors, man. Right. While the people of Houston, I want to say Houston, Port Arthur, all the coastal cities in Texas, they were flooded out. Clean water wasn't available and food was not available. Electricity was shut down. It was a crisis, a natural disaster, man. And you know what the church did? Your church leaders, they shut their doors.
All right.
When resources were depleted, right? When resources were not available, they let you know that they're not a resource.
Right.
That look, it's between you and God. You and God got to figure that out. This is the leadership of your Christian pastor, man, of your politicians, man. You understand? But the Lord let us know how we should respond. Keep reading.
Notwithstanding,
right?
Ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, which do it in profit.
Right. If you don't give them the things that are needful to their body, what does it profit? What kind of leader are you? Listen, man, these men up in the church, they call themselves prophets. Prophet this, prophetess that. evangelist this, Miss Evangelist that, right? First lady this, apostle that. If you're not giving the people what's needful to the body, the things that they need in their time of need, what kind of prophet are you? How is it profitable to the people, man?
Right.
You understand? This is why the truth that comes out of the Isupk under Commanding General Yohana is so vital and so important.
Right.
You understand? Because we understand that Christ gave a damn.
That's right.
Christ gave a damn. Christ didn't move like that. Christ knew that brotherhood meant that you're supposed to look at your brother as a resource, not to take advantage of him and to defraud him and to deal with him treacherously, right? And to look at him as a lick, you know what I mean, as an opportunity to come up. But we needed each other, man.
Right.
Give me Mark 6 real quick, man. Let me get Mark 6, Salakia, if I could. Mark 6. I want to say. Let me see. Start at verse 34, man. We're gonna see the Spirit of Christ, because you have to understand something, man. The Spirit that Christ moved in was the Spirit of the Most High, and that was the Spirit of brotherhood, man. He gave a damn about the blood of his brothers, man. You understand? I don't know if you know, man, but in the law, there was a law that if you employed your people, right? If you was an employer, you had a business, and you had Israelites that were your employees, that when you paid wages, right? If they worked for that day, that you were to give them their wages that day. That's how you know that the so-called white man is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Right.
Because you gotta work 2 weeks, 14 days in the hole before you even see a check. That's definitely Esau. You understand? He want to get. Let me see. What's 8 times 14, man? Good night. Let me say 32. 8 times 100. Right, so. Listen. He wants your 40 hours, your 80 hours of labor before he even give you a check, man. Not counting if you're doing overtime. You understand?
Right.
But in the law, in the culture, right? In the culture of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know what I'm saying? The law given to us by Moses, man, through Moses by the Most High. If a man worked for you that day or a sister worked for you that day, you're supposed to give them their payment that day. And the scripture said that if you held on to their wages, it was like you were holding blood. That you were, it was on. I gotta find that precept, but it was equated unto you committing murder, because you holding back their wages was like blood against them, because now they can't feed their wife and their children. And you're putting his family in a position where they could die. You understand? Christ gave a damn about the blood of his brothers, man, and his sisters, man.
Right.
But we about to find out. Anybody who got that, man, started 34. Let's see how our King Yahushua responded to the needs of the people, man, and how he wants those that follow him, his disciples, to respond to the needs of the people, right?
You ready?
Salakia.
Oh, this is the book of Mark, chapter 6, verse 34. And Jesus, when he came out, saw much people.
He saw a lot of people. Go ahead.
And was moved with compassion towards them.
He was moved with what?
Compassion towards them.
When you see that word compassion, anytime you see that word compassion in the scriptures, put brotherhood right there. You understand? He had, when he saw the people, he was moved with brotherhood. He was moved with compassion for the people, man. Keep reading.
And because they were as sheep, not having a shepherd.
Right, man. And that's how blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are right now, man. Outside of the Isupk, under Commanding General Yohana, you understand? The priests and prophets in the Isupk, If you outside of this brotherhood, if you're without, then you are a sheep without a shepherd.
Right.
And let me tell you something, man. Let me ask y'all a question. If you're a sheep without a shepherd, what are you open to?
Wolves. Predators.
Say it again.
Wolves, predators.
Wolves, man. Predators, man. And that's what these Christian pastors are. That's what these Muslim imams are, man. That's what these Buddhist priests are, these Catholic pedophile priests, man.
Right.
You understand? They're wolves, man. You understand? And unfortunately, man, our people, you know what I mean, prey on each other.
Right.
Because outside of brotherhood, all you have is the law of the jungle, man. All you have is the law of survival. You have man, listen, you have men and women in relationships plotting on each other. You got men scheming on their women, trying to use their women to come up. You got women who get into relationships just for a come up. They recently had a sister, man. I think she was from the tribe of Ephraim, man, a Puerto Rican sister. You know what I mean? She kind of went viral on social media, and she basically was saying that when I get with a man, if I feel like it's not working out, and he was paying for this and paying for that, and he had me living at a certain level, you understand? Listen, I expect him to take care of me for the next 6 months until I'm able to get into another relationship. He got to pay my rent. You know what I mean? And my car, he got to pay my car note. If he leveled me up and changed my level, he has to pay for me and hold me down until I get to another relationship.
Right.
Because I need time to decompress from this relationship and then before I get to another one. So I need him to maintain my standard of living. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say her name. You know what I'm saying? She was an attractive sister, but she was lost, man. You know what I mean? As the scriptures say, the Lord had deprived her of wisdom. You understand? But where does that mentality come from, man? Because we only look at each other as a come up. We look at each other as a resource, but not righteously, man. You understand? She didn't understand that because she lay with that man, she was that man's property for the rest of her life. Because he's not doing what you want to do, or because he's dealing with another woman, now you feel like you got the right to leave him, but you still want his what? Resources, man. Isn't that how blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are? We don't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We don't want to show each other brotherhood, but we still want the Lord to give us what? His blessings, man. His resources, man.
Right.
We don't care about the Most High's word, but we care about what's in the Most High's hand, what he can provide for us, man.
Right.
You understand? But Christ, when he saw the people, man, he had compassion. Keep reading.
And he begun to teach many things.
Right. Because see, now listen, feeding the body is of a necessity, right? But y'all know the phrase, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach him how to fish, what? He can feed himself forever. So Christ knew that they had needs, man. He had compassion. He knew that they had needs, but he needed to teach them first, man. Because sometimes, man, like I'm gonna tell you, man, at camp, when we at camp, we got the food out there for the homeless. We got clothes for the homeless. You understand? But what's really needful for them, man? Our people are destroyed for what?
For lack of knowledge. For
lack of knowledge, man. What's needful is knowledge, man. And the scriptures say that a priest's lips should keep knowledge, man. Right. So when we out there on them corners, man, on the Sabbath, on Fridays and Saturdays, man, in the slums, you know what I'm saying? By the homeless shelters, man, you know what I'm saying? By the downtrodden, our people who get stepped on, you know what I'm saying? Looked over, right? Our people who are out there living, sleeping up under, under bridges,
right?
Living out their cars, right? In sleeping bags on the sidewalk. Yes, they need shelter, they need food and clothes, but what they really need is the knowledge of who they are, man. Right. You understand? Because if they had that knowledge, they would realize. What do the scriptures tell us, man? Yo, don't ever beg. Don't ever be a beggar, man. You understand? And what they would understand is that if they got into this truth, they can lean on the brotherhood, man. They can rely on brothers and sisters who would share all that they have, man, and provide them resources, man. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something, man, and I'm trying to take my time before I get into this, man. But man, listen, man, Babylon is falling to rise no more, man. You understand? The Lord is bringing judgments on this nation for their crimes against his people, man.
That's right.
You understand? The Lord is laying down plagues upon the earth, man.
Right.
You understand? Y'all understand that dealing with this COVID-19, man. If y'all don't know, man, we finna go back into another shutdown, man.
Right.
And we know that whenever the Lord puts his foot on our oppressor's neck, that means that what? He lessens up the pressure on us. But what's gonna happen is, man, is that the oppressor, man, you understand, is gonna turn up his rage and anger because of what's happening to him. He's gonna try to oppress us more, man. And this ain't nothing new. You understand? It's nothing new under the sun. That's why the scriptures say, man, that the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. If you want to know the future, all you gotta do is go back and look into the records, man.
Right.
You go back and look into the records, and you'll see that we're going through a cycle. We're going through a cycle, man. You understand? And since that we have failed in our forefathers failed, it's on us, man, to make a change, man. To not be conformed to this world, man, but to be transformed. You understand? And I don't mean transformed like a transsexual.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Or like that transformed. I'm talking about being transformed through the renewing of your mind through these scriptures, man.
Right.
You understand? You see what's going on with the baby, how they on his bumper, on his rope. You know what I mean? About speaking his mind about being a man. You understand what's going on with that? They saying he's speaking violence when blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are suffering real violence every day at the hands of this goddamn devil, man.
Right.
You understand? But we gotta have compassion on our people, man. We have to teach our people the truth, and then do what Christ did. Keep reading.
Verse 35.
Right.
And when the day was now far spent.
Man, this is camp, man. Christ having camp right now, man. Christ having camp. He's at camp. He's teaching. You understand? He got his disciples on post, and the people are listening. Now he's giving them what they need, right? Spiritually. He's giving them the spiritual food. He's feeding the sheep. But he's not going to neglect what they need physically. Right? Keep reading.
And his disciples came unto him.
Right?
And said, this is a desert place.
It's a desert place, man. Where we at, we out here isolated. Ain't no access to the city. Ain't no access to the markets. Right? I'm going to let y'all know something, man. America is going to be a desert place.
Right.
America's going to be isolated and cut off, man.
Right.
You understand? With no access to resources. And the only resource you're going to have is the brother standing next to you, man. Is the sister standing next to you. You know what I mean? Is your neighbor, man. The children of your people, man.
Right.
We have to understand what we have to listen. While you have world leaders worried about global resources, you understand? We have to understand as a people, as a nation, our resource is each other.
Right.
And our power, the Most High. And these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? That's what we got to understand. Keep reading, priest.
And now the time is far past. Verse 36. Send them away, that they may go into the countries round about and to the villages.
This is what the disciples said, because the disciples, man, you know, they young men, they troopers, they young officers, man. You understand? You know what I mean? Christ is the captain of their salvation, man.
Dang.
You understand? He's the shepherd over their souls, man. But you had the disciples saying, go to the oppressor. Send them to the stores, to the oppressor. Because the scriptures say under the curse is what? That we have to seek them for everything.
Right.
We have to go to our oppressor for everything that we need, man. Now, listen, man, so I want to get off track. I was on Clubhouse this morning, right? And there was a room that got created, man. and I ain't gonna say the brother name, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I found him on Instagram and Facebook. You know, he was real, he got real disrespectful and emotional. You know what I mean? But the title of the room it was heavy. World War III is coming. All races must unite. So I'm like, so I go into the room, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's no other UPK brothers in the room. They bring me up on stage, man. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't, you know, for folks that know Tapazar, man, you know what I mean? Officer Tapazar, you know, well, for those who know, they know, man. Sometimes I come in, you know what I mean, with too much zeal. But this time, man, you know, I just asked the question. You know what I mean? He was talking about how we gotta unite with the Republican Party and with white people because, you know, the government is coming with the vaccines and food shortages and we gotta come together, right? And he was basically saying that racism was really a trick against white people. He said racism was a trick against white people to have the government experiment on black people what they really want to do to white people.
Come on, man.
So I'm like, okay, what is this cat talking about? Like, what's the end goal? Like, what's this whole thing, right? So I didn't want to come in blazing on him. So I just came in and asked the question. I said, hey, look, brother. I said, man, look. Okay, I understand. You know, can you please define for me what World War III means to you? I said, I got somewhat of an idea because he's talking about "Behold the Pale Horse," which is written by a white man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, talking about them taking our guns and all this stuff. But I'm like, listen, man. He came from Oklahoma, so he knew about Black Wall Street. So I'm like, okay, I kind of got an idea of what you think World War III is, right? But why do you feel that all races must unite, and why specifically do you feel that black people must unite with all races when we've been the victims of the mistreatment and oppression of all these other nations, especially the white man? Like, what makes you think that they're going to take care of us now in a end of the world? What's that zombie show called? Walking Dead situation. That white people are going to come to our aid, and they need us in this situation. Like, where did that come from? Right. And so he started going off. He asked me. He said, "So brother, okay, I see you don't have the intelligence to have this dialogue. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to come down to your level, elementary level, and have this conversation with you. Okay, brother, listen now. Okay, if you hurt yourself, injure your leg, or have an injury, are you looking to go to a black hospital?" I said, and he cut me off. No, yes or no. You know, they try to lock you into a way how they want you to respond. So I said, no. I said, because we don't own any black hospitals. So then you can agree that medical care, we are united with white people. Right, man. And you know, before I could even respond, they all start bombarding me and they put me into the gulag. They said I'm, interrupted, but he interrupted me in my response. Then they bring me back up to my, I was in this little, the back chat like, yo, you a coward. I get back up there and they bring it right back to that same thing. So I'm gonna get off of that. But this is the mentality. And the deep part is that he follow the dude that followed Farrakhan. I can't think of his name. Rizza Islam. He followed this cat. And these are the same brothers that got down with the Scientologists, who was a known racist. Let me tell you something, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. If you want to know who the devil's angels are, it's the devil's angels are the ones telling you are the messengers, because all angel is a messenger, right? A devil is a deceiver. So the chief deceiver, right? His messengers, you want to know, if you want to be able to recognize them, they're the ones telling you to get with the devil, man. To rely on the devil in times of crisis, man, and not on each other. It was the furthest thing from the way he said it, like, oh, are you going to go to a black hospital? Now I know we're in captivity. I know we don't have any, and there could be a black hospital. I'm not sure if there's none in the United States. But as far as I know, there is none. And the scripture said that we have to go to our enemy for everything that we need, right? And that we will be consistently oppressed. You got to get that, but I think it's in Deuteronomy 28:64 or something like that, right? but that we will be in lack of all things. I think it's 32, right? And that we will just be always oppressed. So yeah, I'm not expecting to get help from necessarily a black man in that situation. But so are we to say that we shouldn't come and rely on each other and build that?
Right.
So our only recourse of action, our only choice is to what? Is to rely on the same devils and bastards that have been murdering us and killing us and mistreating us. Do you know the statistics of black women who are pregnant who go to hospitals and die?
Right.
In pregnancy? Because of, and I can't think of the sister's name, man. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all the book. The book is called Medical Apartheid. Okay, and it's about y'all may not know this, but the medical discipline of gynecology, okay, which is the treatment of women, right? It's the science that's applied to women in Salakia. What's the word, man? Basically, everything that pertains to a woman in her health. From a physical standpoint, it's gynecology. Okay, that medical discipline was developed off the experimentation on a black slave, a black woman, without anesthesia. So what happened was that they would experiment on this black woman or on black women without anesthesia, and through that they came to a conclusion that black women can withstand pain more than white women. So, fast forward, when a black woman is in a hospital and she's complaining of having pain, or she's dealing with issues because of her pregnancy or any type of reason, the stigma that's been developed is that, oh, she's okay, she just going through some, we'll just give her some painkillers. When sometimes it's a blood clot, sometimes it's an indication of high blood pressure. You understand? And she's dealing with a real life or death situation, but because of them experimenting on a black woman without anesthesia, they figured that black women are more resistant to pain. And I experienced this with the birth of my son. She complained for 3 hours before and I had to go out there, and when you're in them hospitals, man, good night. As a black man, you gotta be careful, man, because they quick to call the police, or they asking you all these questions. You understand? What's your religion? What you believe in? All types of stuff, man. And until I went in there and pressed the issue, they were gonna leave my son's mother in that condition. And come to find out, my son's heart rate was dropping, man. And I can't think of the condition that she had. But it was a risk to her health and the baby's health. But they didn't come until after 3 hours, man. And she was hitting the button, telling the nurse, yo, I don't feel right. Something feels wrong. So this Negro on Clubhouse is telling me that because I can only call on a white medical institution for aid, that means that we're united as a people.
Right. And if
so I can please.
Like, and just like from him being from Oklahoma and knowing about the Black Wall Street massacre, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that should tell you why we can't rely on those people.
Good night, man. Yo, give this man a hand. Please give this man a hand. Give this man a hand. Man, say it again, man.
Like, Black Wall Street should be an indicator for why we shouldn't be uniting with these people. Because when we did have our own hospitals and our own education systems and the means to provide for our own people, they destroyed us.
They bombed. They sent a plane over the city and dropped a bomb.
Right. American soil.
And I want to say it's the first bomb dropped on American soil was on black people.
Right. Come on, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And Priest, what you're bringing out is so heavy because I'm sitting there listening to this man, and he's the one that brought up Black Wall Street. I'm like, what are you talking about? You just cited a historical incident that shows what the scriptures tell us, and I want to say it's Ecclesiasticus 12:6, to never trust thine enemy, man. But we rather look at our oppressor as a resource than our brother.
Right.
We have the evidence that we can rely on each other, man. to produce for each other. But what does this man want to do, and what do the disciples do? Hey man, send the people back to the oppressor to get what they need.
Right.
Go ahead, priest,
Like,
please.
one more thing.
Please.
Like just that notion, that line of thinking is an act of cowardice, and it's an act of surrender. Like you're giving up. Like it's like, okay, we can't do this with this oppressor over us, so we gonna give up. And
what's the phrase? If you can't beat them,
right.
But you know what? Man, what you? Sorry, priest. I'm going on. Please, no, please. That's it. Salaki, because I don't want to interrupt your flow of thought, man. Salaki for that. Pardon me. Because it's so deep, man. Because that phrase, if you can't beat them, join them. That's what black people. That's what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are doing. Yeah, right. Because we lost the physical war. Right. Man, give me that Ephesians 6. Is it Ephesians 6 or 5? The weapons of our warfare.
It's carnal.
Right. Y'all can find me that. I don't know if you can check in your phones or whatever. Hey, sis, if you could look that up, the weapons of our warfare, or whatever, you know what I mean? We need to find that. Because we think that the warfare, that the fight is a physical fight. So because we've been defeated physically, we think that that's all, we can't do nothing else now. Because we've been beaten, all we have left now to do is join them, man. But in the Isupk, under commanding General Yohana, you understand? Who is raising up soldiers and warriors, man. You understand? That are fighting the true fight. You understand? Because the true warfare is not the physical warfare, man. It's the spiritual warfare, man. It's the war for the mind, man.
Right.
You understand? That's where the battleground is at, man. Who you gonna serve? Who you gonna love, man?
Right.
Because love is war, man. And the Lord is a man of war, man. And his sons and his children. If the Lord is a man of war and we're his children, what does that make us?
They're soldiers.
Natural born warriors, man.
Right.
You understand? Y'all got that precept? If you can't beat them, join them. We can beat them. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we can't go to war with them. But what's our weapon? What's our main weapon, man? Brotherhood, man.
Right.
Brotherhood is the weapon. And if you ain't got no brotherhood, then you out here without, you know what I'm saying? Without no weapon. You just a target.
Right.
You understand? Salaki, you got that?
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Listen, for the weapons of our warfare, Paul's not saying that we're not at war. Paul's not saying that we're not in a battle, that we're not engaged in a conflict. He's just saying the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. It's not about us, trying to, get assault rifles and tanks and rocket launchers, man. It's about what Christ did when he saw the people and he saw them as sheep without a shepherd. He saw them scattered. What did he do, man? He had compassion. He showed brotherhood. That was Christ's weapon, man. And if you got brotherhood and love for your people and compassion for your people, then you gonna teach your people, man.
Right.
But you can't teach your people unless you're willing to be taught.
Right.
But you got Negroes out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Who basically Christian pastors. You know what I mean? Just lower level, demons. Christian.
Right.
You're not teaching the scriptures. You're teaching that we African. You teaching that everything that William Cooper said, if behold a pale horse is coming to pass. And the Bible lets us know what's coming to pass, man.
Right.
Not no goddamn white man. You understand? Everything that's going on right now is in the scriptures, man. Our records, man. Black men, Hispanic and Native Indian men who were inspired by the Most High, man. You understand? By the Holy Spirit wrote down those things which would have come to pass, man.
Right.
We're prophesying right now. As the prophets before us, man, of plagues, famines, and the destruction of kingdoms, man.
Right.
As the prophets that came before us, man. We doing the same work. And you want to run to the white man as a resource. The unseen hand. Behold the pale horse. Alex Jones. You wanna put your nose in some goddamn conspiracy theories, man.
Right.
When the scriptures already tell you that the nations gathered together and took crafty counsel, man. Listen, that's the conspiracy. You want to find out about the conspiracy? Go to Psalm 83, man.
Right.
And you can read about the biggest conspiracy, man.
Right.
Man, go to Genesis, man, chapter 3. when the serpent approached Eve, man. That's the conspiracy.
Right.
To separate the black woman from the black man. And separate the black man from his power, man. And destroy the black family. Listen, man, the attack on the black family has been since the beginning, man.
Right.
Because we didn't trust the Most High as our resource, who told us that you and each other are each other's resource, not these other nations, man. That's why we in this condition right now, man. That's why. Salakia. You finish that.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
To the pulling down of strongholds, man. What's a stronghold, man? A stronghold is a fortress.
Right.
You understand? It's a place where you keep prisoners, and where it's like what you would call a military fort or base, where the enemy sets up camp to keep on the borders, to keep the people who they want subjugated oppressed, man, and keep the rebels locked up. Where has your oppressor placed the stronghold at, man? Where are these strongholds been? Where are these strongholds been set up at? Where has Christianity been set up at? Where has Islam been set up at, man? Where has atheism been set up at, man? Where has agnosticism been set up, man? Where's the idea as homosexuality as a viable option been set up at, man?
Right.
Where has lesbianism been set up at, man? Where has the idea that the black woman doesn't need the black man? Where has that been set up at? Where has that stronghold been built at, man? Does anybody have an answer? It's open. The floor is open. Go ahead, priest.
In the so-called great country of America.
No, damn right, but that ain't the answer I'm looking for. You're right, it has been. But I'm looking for something a little more close to home, man.
Oh, to black Spanish Native Americans?
Yep, but where? Where has it been set up in blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians? Where has these strongholds been set up at?
In the hood.
Sis?
In the homes.
You getting close to home, but we got to bring it home even more. Somebody bring it all the way home. Little sis, what you know?
In the minds.
What you say, priest?
In the minds.
In the minds, man. Christianity, Islam, atheism. You know what I'm saying? Every philosophy outside of our culture and records has been set up in the minds of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Right. Because the idea starts in the mind.
Right.
That's where the seed is planted, man. And then it gets watered by the culture. And it grows. So read that scripture again. These strongholds are set up in the minds of our people. So the weapons of our warfare, we're going to war with our own people.
Right.
Not because we are at war with our people, but what are we at war with? The devil.
That's right.
Who has set up these deceptions in the minds of our people, man. That's what we're at war with. When we tell our people that celebrating birthdays is against the law of the Most High, what do our people say? I mean, what's the big deal? What's wrong with it? I mean, the Lord, He gave us life. Why can't I celebrate when I was born?
Be thankful.
What are they doing? They're fighting back. We're saying this is not of the Lord. This has to get torn down, and they are fighting us. They are at war with us. Not because they want to necessarily be against us, but they have taken on that idea as their own, and now it's a stronghold now, man. Go ahead.
And if I could, and one of the biggest ways how the white man pushes agenda on us is through television, through these Netflix,
that's right,
through Hulu. You know what I'm saying? We see their perfect life of a white man, or even they logic is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Do Christmases,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Do all these holidays, man. Like, and they also portray themselves as the peacemaker,
right?
This and that. You know what I'm saying? To make our people, you know what I'm saying? Our people don't know they in slavery,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They think they have a good life, but as we know now, as we know we in bondage right now,
right?
You know what I'm saying? We can separate the difference between media
right.
and real life,
right?
Our people can't. So when they see their media stuff, they think, oh yeah, that's all white people. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some of them bad, some good, some,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But like. This we understand that we are oppressed.
Right.
We are in captivity. You You know what I'm saying? The only way we can get out of captivity is through brotherhood, through our resources.
No, Priest. I just wanted to kind of add on to your point. Did you want to say something? No. Okay, no sweat. I want to add on to your point, man, because what you bring out is so heavy because this is the whole point of critical race theory, man. Because see, listen, man, life is about resources, man. Okay? Resources is what a people rely on to be able to survive and to build.
Right.
In fact, give me the definition of resource. It should be two definitions, man, and I want both of them.
Resource. I just had it up there.
Select if I could.
Oh, please, yeah, select.
Like, to the priest's point, like, the media portrays our people, like, even if they incorporate our people in TV, they portray us as either, successful, successful black people and disassociate us from, like, they're not portraying us as people from the hood, and if they do, we not in the hood. They not portraying our real life situation for the majority of us. You know what I'm saying? So that's just further disassociating us from our own people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or homosexuals.
Right.
Like those are the only two avenues we got. But either way, we're getting up shorter than the stick.
Right. Damn right. You got that definition?
Come. This is okay. This is definition of resource. The first one. A stock or supplies of money, materials, staff, and other assets that can be drawn on by a person or organization in order of function effectivity. It's the second one.
To function effectively, right? So basically, you said it's stock, supplies, and materials, right? That can be drawn on by a person, right? To make an organization, right? Or company function effectively, or a nation, right? So resources is what it takes for a people or nation to survive. The management of resources, the distribution of resources, the delegation of resources, the conservation of resources, man. If y'all familiar with what happened when Joseph was in Egypt, the Lord gave Pharaoh a dream that it would be 7 years of plenty and then 7 years of leanness, where the GDP or what Egypt would produce for that 7 years, it wouldn't be as much as the first 7 years, man.
Right.
You understand? So the Lord gave Joseph the wisdom to understand that we need to, during this 7 years of plenty, we need to put a portion of these resources to the side. So we have something when the next 7 years goes bad.
Right.
And see, that's what's finna happen to America, man. Damn. You understand? America is finna go through, it's already going through it right now. America is already destroyed. You understand? It's just that we haven't it hasn't hit us yet, man.
Right.
You understand? It's like when you see a bomb go off and it's maybe like 10 miles away, they call it the blast radius. The bomb that went off and destroyed everything that's in the blast center. But the blast radius is 20 miles. Right. You are 10 miles outside of the city. It's coming and it ain't hit you yet, man.
All right.
America has fallen, man, and it hasn't hit you yet, man. And the resources, the things that you relied on in this kingdom, you're not gonna be able to have access to them, man. Water, petroleum, fuel, gas, oil. You understand? Food. If for you sisters out there that go to the store and shop, you're noticing the price increments. The price increase is going up, man, because resources are starting to deplete, man.
Right. You
understand? And that's why what that brother said in Clubhouse was so foolish. Because what makes you think that if the white man used us as a resource in slavery for his come up, why in his fall would he help us?
Right.
The Lord is making him help us right now through these different avenues.
Right.
You understand? In the same way as in Egypt, when the Lord struck Egypt with them plagues, we were fine in Goshen. While the economy of Egypt was collapsing, we were in Goshen and we had all of our resources, man. We had each other, man.
Right.
We had the guidance and the leadership of Moses. Like right now in America, we have the guidance and the leadership of Commanding General Yohana, man.
That's right.
If you in the Isupk, listen, man. I don't know if you listen. Hebrew Academy's coming up. Lord be with us all, whoever's going. But we've been getting fat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
And still been paying tithes.
Yeah, right.
The Lord has been supplying his people, man. But things are about to shift even worse, man.
Hey.
And the pain that's going to be on our oppressor is going to be stronger, man. And we can't be looking to him. Listen, man, the scriptures say that in vain we have looked for a nation that cannot help us, man.
Right.
We have the evidence already, man. I mean, what more? I can't listen. The fact that this brother said what he said when we just saw George Floyd be killed live on camera with a knee on his neck, man. And he can say that we need to unite with white people or with all races. Listen, man, that's why the first precept that we have, man, listen, man, surely oppression makes a wise man mad. Oppression should not make you want to go and join your oppressor, man.
That's right.
But for whatever reason, we dealing with Stockholm syndrome. We dealing with the love of the person who raped us, man. You understand? We're dealing with that kind of a love, like, well, you know, he raped me. It already happened. I mean, he ain't that bad. Now our mind starts trying to find reasons to be able to cope with the situation instead of seeking justice and getting this bastard put to death.
Dang.
That's why you gotta have strong men, man. You gotta have men with the spirit of the Lord that's willing to stand up and tell the people, man, listen, we are each other's resource, man. For justice, for anything that we need, we have to come to each other. We have to rely on each other, man. And see that's a healing in itself. Because for a lot of us, man, our demon is what? Being on our own, relying on ourselves, trusting our own judgment, not wanting to ask for help. Why? Because we don't want to look what? We don't want to look weak, man.
Right.
We don't want to feel like, okay, I'm gonna put my trust in this person, and what if they fail me? What if they don't come through? It takes courage to love and trust your brother and your sister again after you've already gone through hurt and damage, man. You've been traumatized, man. But let me tell you something. Christ said when them devils, them Romans struck up our king. You know what I'm saying? He said to the Most High, he said, Father, forgive them, because he ain't talking about the goddamn white man. The white man knew what the hell he was doing.
Right.
He was maintaining the rulership of Rome, man.
Right.
Like when that cop come and kill you, listen, we don't forgive him. He know exactly what he doing. His hate is perpetual. But your brother, he is mentally ill. As we read, he's suffering from madness. Because oppression makes a wise man mad. And if you don't have the truth, all you have left is to go crazy, man.
Right.
Is to go insane.
That's right.
Is to have an evil eye towards your brother, man. You understand? Christ looked at his people, the Jews, his brothers, and said, Father, forgive them.
That's right.
Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Your mother who looked at you, you know what I'm saying, for you sisters, who looked at you as competition, you know what I'm saying, who hated you like you was a sister that was trying to give her man. She seen you, you know, she's getting older, she see you young, and you know, you a brand new flower, and she hated on you. She ain't know what she was doing. For you sons, your father, you mad at your father because you don't know him and you feel like he should have did anything to be with you, but he didn't want to suffer your dragon of a mother who drove him out of the house with her loud mouth and attitude. You understand? Forgive him, because your mother didn't know what she was doing and your father did the only thing that he could do to maintain his manhood, man.
Right.
Forgive him.
That's right.
You understand? And I know, man, it's blood for blood, man. For the brothers in the streets, man, we killing each other over blocks that don't even belong to us. Oh, we going to war over real estate that we don't even own. Man, we gotta forgive each other, man, because we know not what we do, man. But Christ is letting us know that we are each other's resource, man. Everything we need is in the brother standing next to us, man. Everything that we need. We don't have to look outside of our nation, outside of our people for anything. But that takes faith. Because why? What's all the information say? Man, niggas ain't. Listen, man, what's the stigma with shopping and doing business with black businesses, man? That they treat us worse than what? Than white businesses, man. They don't want to. I come with a customer service issue. They ain't trying to hear it. They complaining, or you know they charging us extra. They ain't got no good customer service. I don't like shopping with my people, man. They don't know how to do business. Forgive them. They know not what they do. We have to listen, man. Loving your people is warfare. It's warfare. It's war. Because everything is screaming at you, telling you to not look at your brother as a resource, but to look at your brother as a resource. You understand? What's the scripture that we was on? Oh, Salakia. Read that second definition of resource. Salakia.
This is second definitions of resource. An action or a strategy which may be adopted in a verse. Can't see that. Be adopted in a verse.
An action, you said an action or a strategy that may be adopted in adverse
circumstance.
In adverse circumstances. Read that again out strong, man. Read that strong. Right.
This
is heavy, man. This is the definition of resource. The only resource you need is your brother, man. And I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you that this definition is in the scriptures, man.
Right.
It's in the scriptures. Read that again.
This is the second definition of resource, an action or strategy which may be adopted in adverse circumstances.
An action or a strategy. What are strategies for? Strategies are for warfare.
Right.
You understand? So it's actions that are within the context of a strategy, right? That may be adopted. Adopted just means to be utilized, right? Used, right? In adverse situations. Can't we say that the oppression of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is an adverse situation?
Right.
So then, what's the resource? Man, give me Proverbs 17:17, man. I'm gonna show y'all that this is in the scriptures, man. Your resource, your strategy, man. It's what Commander General Yohana has been teaching, man. You understand? What the Isupk has been teaching since 1969, man. What the Bible has been teaching, man. And what the oppressor is trying to get us off of, man. Since the beginning. Bring that out.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17.
Right.
A friend loves at all times.
A friend loves at all times. Why are we trying to seek friendship with our oppressor? Does he love us at all times? Has he ever loved us at all? Listen. Listen. How can we call a white man a friend? You know when he loves us? When we're making him money.
Right.
The oppressor loves us when we're increasing his reputation. You know why he hated? You know why the oppressor got mad at Sha'Carri Richardson? Because she wasn't going to increase his reputation in the Olympics and get the gold. You know why the oppressor was mad at Simone Biles, questioning her mental health? Because she wasn't going to do all that extra stuff to get the gold. Now I watched the interview with Simone Biles. She said that they are reducing what she does because she's so far ahead of everybody else. Talking about the white gymnasts, the performance and the routines that she's developed in terms of her physical ability. They're saying that they're not even going to calculate it into the Olympics. Her own coaches and the whatever you want to call the gymnastics board of America, whatever, they won't even they won't even log the moves that she does. Simone Biles is creating new moves. She's doing flips that have never been done ever in existence. And they're saying they're not even going to allow it to go into a record to use as competition because nobody else can do it. The white man is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Damn right.
You understand? Above all nations. Above all nations, man.
If I could.
Go ahead, priest.
You know what I'm saying? Just to back you up on that, man, or to chime in on that, you know what I'm saying? Because I once was in that sports world. I know I told you a story of this before. You know what I'm saying? How the white man, how he act towards you when you doing his work.
Right.
You have potential to bring money in for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like they'll put money on you, they feed you, they'll do anything, buy you drinks, have fun with you. You know what I'm saying? But when you leave them, you ain't going with their thought process, or you ain't making it to the league, they don't know who you are no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand, like that's what the white man's thing is. Like the only thing you said, priest, I don't think they see you as commas, dollars, zeros, dinero. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way they see you.
Brother, priest, let me tell you something, man.
Wow.
Listen, y'all get that priest a hand, man. Because what he said is exactly correct, man. What he said is exactly correct. You are only a commodity to him. You
that's
are
right.
Listen, and that's the whole point.
Right.
This is why, in terms of brotherhood, man, we can't look at our brother how the white man looks at us, man.
That's right.
Because we're only used as a resource for his come up. In the moment that you become unuseful, you are disposed of, man. You understand? The prison system, man. Listen, the white man wants a free labor force. Right? What's the 13th Amendment? All slavery is abolished unless what? You are convicted of a crime, man. Right. And then slavery is no longer illegal at this point. This is why you got brothers, you know what I'm saying? We 13% of the population, but we're 83 to 85% of the prison population, blacks and Hispanics, man. And what do you think we're in there doing? We are the engine of industry, man. Free labor, or labor for pennies, man. And I haven't even done the research into the taxation of these prison corporations, man. You understand? But what we've done is we've taken on the spirit of our oppressor. We become the what is it? We are of our father, the devil, man, and how we do with each other. This is why we sell each other drugs. You know what I'm saying? And kill each other over a block.
Right.
Because we look at each other as a resource. We pimp our women out and have them in hotels or on OnlyFans or escorting, man. Because we're looking at our people as a resource, not as a resource, man. Listen, that sister is not the listen. The law says, the scriptures say that there should be no prostitutes or whores of the daughters of Israel, man. That's what the Most High said, man. That sister was not created for you to have her laying with all these men for a check, man.
Right.
So you can have steak and shrimp, man. Damn. She was created to be a wife, a mother.
That's right.
You understand? And to raise up warriors, man. To feed, to cook and feed the army of the Lord, man. To birth more princes of the power and princesses of the power, man. That's why the Lord created her, man.
Right.
And we taking pride in what the Lord hates, man. We've taken on the spirit of our goddamn oppressor, man.
Right.
Listen, man, we have to get back to these scriptures, man, and what the Lord said. What scripture was we holding? Salaki, I know.
I was on 17. On Proverbs.
Salaki, you're right. Read that from the top again.
Come. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times.
A friend loveth at all times, man. The white man don't love us at all times. He only loves us when when we're increasing his reputation or making him money, man. That's when he love us, man. You understand? But Commander General Yohana and the priests and the prophets and the Isupk, we love our people at all times. And you know how we can prove it? Because when we on them corners telling you to put that blunt down, put that crack pipe down, to stop boring yourself on these corners, you understand? Sisters, stop laying with every man that coming to your house. Take on a man and have him as a husband and just love him, right? When we tell you to stop celebrating these wicked holidays, man, you know what you tell us? Man, shut your mouth, man. Y'all crazy Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? Weirdos. You understand? When we tell you that homosexuality is a sin, that lesbianism is a sin against the Lord,
right,
and counterproductive to our nation, you say that we teach you hate, and you know what we do? We stick them out every week and tell you the same thing, man. We love you at all times, man. We love you when you want to hear it at that time, and when you don't want to hear it at that time.
Right.
Because love is correction, man.
That's right.
Love ain't telling you what you want to hear, man. Love is not giving you the answer that feels good, man. Love is giving you the truth, man.
Right.
And a real friend loves you at all times, man.
Right.
When you up and when you down, man. And when I say loving you when you up, I don't mean they there, you know what I'm saying, you know, like hitting wine glasses or hitting shot glasses. I'm saying loving you when you up to let you know, yo, you up, but you wrong right now. You need to humble yourself. God resists the proud. You listen, just because you up, God can take you down. Humble yourself, man. That's loving when you up. Loving when you down is that when you down, I'm standing right there by you.
Right.
I'm gonna fight this war with you. I'm not gonna let you fight this fight alone. I'm in this with you, man. You can lean on me, man. Sisters, let your man lean on you. The scriptures say you should be a pillar of rest, man. A friend loves at all times. Not just when he's bringing you flowers and giving you gifts.
That's right.
You need to love him when you ain't heard from him in 3 days. Damn. You need to love him when it's not your week. Your week is next week. Love him then. Keep reading. Baba Kishar.
And a brother is born for adversity.
A brother is what?
Born for adversity.
That definition of resource said an action or a strategy that can be adopted for an adverse situation. And the scriptures letting you know what your resource is, man. Read that again.
And a brother is born for adversity.
This brother right here was born to help me in an adverse situation, man.
That's right.
Because check this out, man. There's always going to be an aspect to your life that you don't have a solution to. But your solution is going to be in your brother or in your sister.
Right.
I'm not going to get into the personal details, but this brother sitting next to me and this brother right here has helped me in adverse situations. Situations that I didn't necessarily have a solution to, man. Because guess what? The Lord don't want me just relying on myself, man. The Lord, listen, let me tell you something. The Lord ain't going to be with nobody that's relying on themselves or just thinking about themselves, man.
Right.
The Lord set it up in such a beautiful way because, you know what I'm saying, he's the most wise.
That's right.
You understand? He made it to where we all tied in together.
Right.
But we gotta work what he gave us. Dang. We gotta do the work. Brotherhood is not, listen, man. Brotherhood is not you being laid up on the couch with your feet kicked up, man. It's not. It's not your brother putting the brick in and you sit back and just tell him where to put the brick.
Right.
We gotta get in where we fit in, man. It's one body, and we gotta have compassion for our people, man. Unlike these Christian pastors, man, who see our people out here starving, hungry, and naked, and they say, "Go in peace." When they leave the Sunday sermon, it's "Go in peace, be warm, be filled." Come back next week, and we're gonna have the choir sing you a good old song and get you worked up and That's the warm feeling that they get,
Right.
the goosebumps from that good singing. Ooh, good night. They forget about their bills for a second. Right? They go to church's chicken after church. Some church's chicken. Get that biscuit. Ooh, girl, church was off the chain. Did you hear, Pastor? Ooh. Did you see Gervonta? The choir director? Ooh, Gervonta, he got down today, right? And then you get back to the house, and what's on your table? Bills.
Right.
Can you pay my bills? Pay my automobiles. Heavy. Look, man, a sister will expect more out of her dude about paying her bills than the pastor who she pays tithes to every week.
Right.
She don't even put that pressure on her pastor. She paying him every week. But the man come in, she like, hey, listen, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? And what? And maybe we could chill. That sounds like prostitution to me. Okay? Salakia. Let's get back to this Mark 6, man. You know what I'm saying? I think we was at, we're going to start at verse 35 again. And we're going to close this out. And I had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to bring out, man. You know what? Actually, we are going to bring this out. So I got an article we're going to bring out. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I want y'all to write this down. If whoever's in the class, you know what I mean? Salakia, you know what I mean? Actually, the water for y'all who've been enduring with your brothers, you know what I'm saying? In this Brotherhood class, I want you to go to Salakia. Let me pull this up. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's called theworldcount.com, man. Let me see. Salakia. Yeah, theworldcounts.com. This is an actual running clock on the state of the world's resources, and it's broken down into like different sections. Okay, and this is the article that we're reading from, but they have an active clock. You understand that shows the percent of coral reefs in the ocean that are left. It shows the hectares. The hectares is a measurement of acreage. Okay, you know what I mean? Of forests that are cut down or burned. All right. It shows the time left to the end of seafood, the resources of the fish that are in the oceans of the entire world, man. Right? It has the clock running out on how much food in terms of today is left on the earth and when we're going to run out. You understand? And then it also has at the bottom the number of earths that we need to get these resources to be able to survive until this time. It's basically given us 28 years, man.
Right. And
I read 3 other articles that says that by the year 2030 that we're going to be depleted of resources. Now listen, I don't share the same fears as the white man. You understand? Because my power is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
You understand? That's the power. You know what I mean? And I fear the Father. So I'm not worried about this. Now, do I think it's real? Yes. Why do I think it's real? Because what? The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, man. That's right. You understand? And the wicked, it says that when the wicked are in rulership, what? The people mourn. Right. So when you're mourning, all you have is a depressed and negative outlook on the future, man. But we know the future, man, is what, man? The end of the world is what? Esau. Right. And the beginning of that which follows is Jacob, man. Right. The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, man. Under Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, man. Christ, man. Who knows is Jesus Christ, man. And it's going to be a kingdom that's going to be everlasting, man. And the earth is going to be restored under his rulership, man. When blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in charge, man, and show each other brotherhood, all these issues are going to go away, man. All this stuff is going to go away, man. And the devil who put us in this condition is going to be in chains, man. Right where he belongs, and he going to be the labor force. Listen, man, the white man needs some work. That's why they hang gliding and riding wave boards on the ocean and doing flips and all that, man, and swimming with dolphins because they need something to do. Trust me, we're going to give you something to do, man. We're going to give you some work. You know what I mean? You're going to receive double. You dig? But let's get back to this precept, man. The compassion that Christ had for his people, man. You understand? Start at 35.
And when the day was now far spent, the disciples came unto him and said, "This is a desert place.
Right.
And now the time is far past. Verse 36.
Right. Basically, they're saying it's too late to go to the stores and get some and get some food. Right. Keep reading.
Verse 36. Send them away, that they may go unto the countries round about and to the villages, and buy themselves bread, for they have nothing to eat.
The disciples are saying that, look, man, we don't have no resources. We can't help these people, man. We've given them as much as we can give. Let them go figure it out for themselves, man. Now listen to what Christ said, man. Now listen, these disciples are young men. These are men who have been under the leadership of the religious elite. That's why they spoke like this, man. But Christ was coming to give us a different example, man. Keep reading.
Verse 37. And he answered and said to them, Christ said, Give ye them to eat.
What did Christ say?
Give ye them to eat.
The disciples said, hey man, send them out to the villages. Go send them around the corner to Walmart and HEB. Go send them to Kroger. Go send them to Circle K. Go send them to 7-Eleven to get something to eat. Christ said, no, you feed them. You give them something to eat. Right. Christ said, you be the resource for what they need, man. You come up with the resource. Because why? Brotherhood, your brother is the only resource that you need, man.
Right.
You give it to him. Keep reading.
And they said to him, shall we go and buy 200 pennyworth of bread?
Now look, they still thinking like the white man. What? We about to go buy 200 pennyworth of bread? We should go to the store and go buy the food and bring it back for them? That's what you want us to do? You want us to go make the trip? Hey man, it's all good because guess what? Christ is a captain, man. He's a captain. And he dealing with these young officers, these young men. And he understand. Look, he had compassion on them because they didn't know how to show brotherhood. But he's showing them what brotherhood is, man. Right. That they're the resource. All we need is each other. Okay? Keep reading.
And give them to eat. Verse 38. He said to them, how many loaves have ye? Shlaki. He said to them, how many loaves have ye? See, man, look, man. You know, the deep part about this is that when this system crashes, when this economic system collapses, you understand? The heavy part is that a lot of our people are going to be looking to try to solve the problem with what they had before, with money. Right.
Money's not going to fix a lot of these problems because check this out. You're going to have the money to buy the gas, but the gas ain't going to be there.
Right.
You're going to have some money to buy the water, but guess what? They're going to ration out how much water you can buy. You're going to have money to buy the bread and buy the meat, but they're going to say, nah, listen, we only got you can only buy a pack of chicken. But your household needs 3 packs of chicken to feed everybody. So you can't treat these new problems that are going to come when this economy crashes with old solutions. And that's what the disciples showed. They were operating under the system and the world that they had been living in, man. This is why in Romans it says, man, be ye transformed and renewed in the spirit of your mind, man.
Right.
To understand that your brother is the resource. You don't need to rely on yourself, man, and to rely on the money, because your brother's going to have what you need, man. So Christ asked them, how many loaves y'all got? Let's look at what we got right here. A lot of times, man, we want to go out there and try to find a solution that's we want to spend money and throw money at a problem, man, when we're not even looking at what we have right in front of us.
Right.
The resources that are right in front of us, man. That Christ is going to show you it's more than enough. If you what? Gather yourselves together.
Right.
Oh, nation not desired. If you gather yourselves together, you're going to see that you have more than what you need.
Right.
But if you look into your oppressor, or if you're looking to rely on yourself, then the Lord ain't going to be with you.
Right.
You understand? All right.
Like
No, please, go ahead.
It's so heavy because looking at this scripture, or like just looking at this world, what's that website? The World Counts.
Right.
Just looking at these numbers is real scary. Like how we gonna replenish, the ocean, the clean water, the things we use for food and shelter. like it's a big scary thing, but in the scripture, Christ just said, when they was talking about how we're gonna feed all these people, Christ just said, "What you got?"
Good night, man. Get that man a hand, man. Y'all, listen, get that man a hand, man. Get that man a hand, man. You understand? What you bringing out is heavy. Keep going. I'm sorry, that's heavy, man.
Or just like
what you got?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we all use what we got, like some of us are warriors, you know what I'm saying? Some of us are gatherers, some of us are, you know what I'm saying? Some of us got, you know, the means to house brothers, you know what I'm saying? Some of us got the means to transport brothers. If we all come together, like you saying, and use what we have, like Christ said, then we got, like you said, we got more than enough.
More than enough, man. You know what I'm saying? More than enough, man. Hey, go ahead and finish that off for me, man. We have verse 38. Start from there.
Verse 38. He saith unto them, how many loaves have ye? Go and see.
Right, go and look, man. But before you worried about spending all this money, let's see what we got. Go and see. Right? Go ahead.
And when they knew, they say, 5 and 2 fishes.
5 and 2 fishes. Now that may not seem like a lot to everybody, man. But let me tell you something, man. The Lord know how to make it multiply, man.
Right.
You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 39. And he commanded them to make all sit down by companies upon the green grass.
Right, sit down by companies. Now, I ain't gonna get into that, man, but this lets you know that it was rank and order, and he was dealing with a military structure, man. A company is a military unit. You understand? He had them sit down in companies, man. Keep going.
40. And they sat down in ranks.
They sat down in what?
In ranks.
How come the ISUPK has rank? Why y'all have a rank structure for it? Why are you calling yourselves captains and officers and troopers? What you using rank for? Because it's in the scriptures. In the ISUPK, everything that we do is out of the Bible. That's why. And because you're a fig.
Right.
A fake Israelite. And you don't live by these scriptures. You out here doing it by yourself. That's why. That's why you don't understand Christ. Because you're not in the ISUPK. You want to teach yourself. But keep reading.
They sat down in ranks by hundreds and by 50s.
By what?
By hundreds and by 50s.
Go ahead.
41. And when he had taken the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to the heaven and blessed and brake the loaves.
Right.
And gave them to his disciples to set before them.
Right. He had his brothers, the men in his camp, go out and serve the people. Because that's our job, man, if we up under Christ. Christ said that if you want to be the greatest amongst your brethren, man, you have to be the servant to your brethren, man. Not just the brothers in your school, or you know what I'm saying, or in your camp, man, but to everyone in your nation, man. You got to be a servant, man. Christ set them out to serve. Go ahead.
And the 2 fishes divided he among them all. 42. And they did all eat. And were filled.
And were what?
And were filled.
They ate and they were filled, man. Christ is letting us know right here, man, that if any of us are on eat, all we need is each other to get full, man.
Right.
Keep reading.
43. And they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments and of the fishes.
Not only did they all get full, but they had leftovers. And let me tell y'all something, man. You know, we had a sister, you know what I mean, come through today and bring us food today. Anytime these sisters in ISPK bring food for the brothers, whether it's camp or for class, we have leftovers, man.
That's right.
We have leftovers. When we're at camp and we're feeding the homeless and the people who come by who need water or something to eat, we feed them and we're fed and we have leftovers. We leave with bags of food, leftovers, because we have gathered ourselves together and put our resources together. What is our resource? Each other.
Right.
And everything falls into place, man. That's all we need, man, is each other. We don't need our oppressor. We don't need to envy him or choose none of his ways. We don't need to try to do it on our own. All we need is each other, man. Keep reading.
44. And they that did eat of the loaves were about 5,000 men.
That's 5,000 men, man. And that's not even including the women and children. Listen, man, when this economy collapses, and it's going to collapse,
right.
If you're not in the ISUPK under Command General Yana, man, you're gonna be without, man. And I'm saying this to you humbly. You need to come in. You need to come into the school, man. You need to come in under the protection of the ISUPK, man, because our protection our weapon, our warfare, man, is brotherhood, man. It's us relying on each other. It's us depending on each other, man. Let me get this one last scripture before we go, because I'm going to let you know something. A lot of people are going to run to their oppressor, you understand, in the hopes of, you know, looking for help and being saved. Isaiah 13. You know what I mean? But what you're going to find is the opposite. You're going to find the opposite from your oppressor, and you're going to find the opposite from the Lord, man. You dig?
13:1.
No. We're going to start at verse 9.
Verse 9?
We're just going to move through it. We got a little bit of time. We might run a little bit over, but I'm going to go ahead and break this down. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh.
The day of the Lord is coming, man. The judgment of the Lord on his people and these nations is coming. Go ahead.
Cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger.
Because the Lord is angry. The Bible says that the Lord is angry at sinners every day. He's angry at Lil Nas X. He's angry at what the white man is doing to our people, man. He's angry at all this wickedness in the earth, man. He's not pleased. You understand? Keep reading.
To lay the land desolate.
He wants to destroy America. You know, like the priest just said, he sees about what's going on with these resources. It's scary. It's scary if you're not in the truth. It's scary if you're not going to be part of the ruling class when the regime change occurs. Right. Yeah, it's scary. If you're not part of the takeover and part of the government, you know what I'm saying, or part of who's going to be spared, it would be scary. You understand? But the Lord ain't trying to have no resources here in America, because America is going to be a lake of fire, man.
Right.
Everything's going to be consumed. Nobody's going to live here anymore, man. We're going back home.
Right.
We're looking for this place to be destroyed, because once this place is destroyed, we know that we're back where we're supposed to be at.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Our homeland. Keep reading.
And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Out of it, man. He going to destroy our people who have chosen this place as their rest and living like their oppressor. Because he ain't talking about the goddamn heathen. He's talking about the sinners out of it. The Israelites who chose to live like heathens in this captivity. Keep reading.
Verse 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
The stars of heaven. What this means is, this is talking about who we look up to, man. You understand? Whether you looked up to Obama, whether you looked up to Cory Booker, or you looked up to Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson. You understand? Or what's that sister name in Congress, man? I can't think of her name. Or you look up to the Black Caucus. These are the constellations. These are the people in leadership, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes. You understand? The stars of heaven. The people who are next to those who are in rulership of our people. You understand? The constellations, the groups that try to come together, the NAACP, the Black Caucus, these black organizations that try to get next to those who are in power and in rulership, and we look up to them. They're not going to be able to give their light. They're not going to be able to give you no wisdom during this time when the Lord is bringing judgment upon the earth, man. They're not going to have the answers. Just like right now, your Christian pastors didn't have the answers for COVID-19. All these goddamn healing ministries and people are dying of COVID-19, but faithful Christians, where's your pastor at, man?
Right.
Ain't that part of the ministry, healing? Ain't that one of the gifts of the Spirit? Where's it at? Where were they at? All right? It says the constellations thereof shall not give their light. They will not be able to give you any light on the situation that you're dealing with. All right? Keep reading.
And the sun shall be darkened in his going forth. And the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
The sun and the moon is what we look up to. We look up to the sun in the daytime to give us light, to show us where to go. Our people look to the government every 4 years. We're looking for who the next president is going to be to get light on the next 4 years or the next 8 years of their administration about how life is going to be. So that's why we're trying to vote and change policies, man. We're looking for their light. You understand? And when it's dark, the moon's not going to give her light. When we're in a critical situation, the government won't be able to give us any knowledge or wisdom on what's going on, man. Do you understand? That's going to be the situation. It's going to be chaos. Who you used to look to for light and knowledge and wisdom and understanding, they're not going to be able to give you anything.
Right.
And so what does that mean? you're going to be looking for resources.
Right.
Okay, keep reading.
Verse 31. And I will punish the world of their evil.
I will punish the world for their evil. Because this world is wicked, man. And it needs punishment. Keep reading.
And the wicked for their iniquity.
That's right. When you see people dying and getting taken out, don't be like, oh my God, Lord. Oh Lord. No, the Lord is like, he's handing out punishments, man.
Right.
Because whoever's getting these punishments, they've earned it. They've worked for it, man. The wages of sin is death, man.
Right.
And people are well employed right now, man. They working overtime right now, man. They want that check. All right, keep reading.
And I will cause the arrogancy and the proud to cease.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. He's going to stop the pride of the white man. This is talking about the white man and his rulership. Keep reading.
And will lay low the heartiness of the terrible.
Who's more terrible than the goddamn white man? He going to lay them low. The police officers that kill us in the streets and get off scot-free, he's going to lay them low, man. Right. You understand? He going to lay the haughtiness or the arrogance of the white man. He going to lay them low, right? Keep reading.
Verse 13. And I will make.
Go ahead.
And I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
And during this time period of trial and tribulation, he's going to make his priests and prophets, the men in the Isupk, the Convention of Johanna, he's going to make us more rare than gold, more finer than gold, man. Now, our people are going to look to the true leadership, to the true value. Because see, in this society right now, man, money is what people value.
Right.
But we understand in this society, paper is nothing. It has no value. But guess what does have value? Gold. But the gold, yeah, physical gold has value more than paper does. But the real gold is going to be the wisdom that's in the Isupk and the Convention of Johanna, the priests and prophets that are under the leadership of Convention of Johanna, and the wisdom that were given to our people. They're going to start looking to the priests saying, man, we need to go to them.
Right.
And ask them what's going on. They've been telling us about this for years. They've been on these corners for years preaching and prophesying that America was going to fall. Now it's falling. And now what? Our value, our stock is going to go up. Right. You're looking for Dogecoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin. No, nigga. The priests and prophets in the Isupk, our stock is going to rise, man.
Right.
Real talk. He going to make a man more precious than gold, man. Keep reading.
Even a man did the golden wages of here.
Of here, right. Keep reading.
Verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens.
He gonna shake the heavens. He gonna shake those who are in rulership.
Right.
Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The leaders of all these European nations, all these nations, he gonna shake it, man. He gonna shake things up. Go ahead.
And the earth shall remove out of her place.
Those who are on the bottom, it's gonna be a role reversal. He gonna switch roles. While the rich who rule over us, the wicked rule over us, while they're falling, we're gonna be coming up. He's gonna move the earth out of her place. Right. Keep going.
And the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
When the Lord show up, man, and start laying down his wrath, man. Listen, the Lord's wrath, if you with the Lord, this is your come up, man. You just stayed down, you know what I'm saying, while you was being clowned and called a Power Ranger, you know what I'm saying, well, how come you ain't got no job? Why you wearing these weird things on your head? You understand? You rocking gold teeth and chains, but telling us that the white man's the devil. When the Lord come and show his power, man, all that's going to flip. Keep reading.
Verse 14. And it shall be as the chase road, and as a sheep that no man take above.
Right. So now, if you're not in the truth, it's going to be like you ever seen, for y'all who ever seen that movie Bambi, or you seen a forest fire, and you see the animals running, they running in all directions, trying to find safety and haven. If you're not in the truth, because see, man, listen, man, we're going to be safe. If you and I should be, listen, ain't going to be no worries, man. We're going to be following orders and be up on the protocol. But if you outside the ISUPK, you're going to be as a chased roe. A roe is a deer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What does it say? A chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. Basically, like, it's so chaotic, no man's even concerned for the sheep that's running. It's just running in its own direction. It don't have no protection. If you're not in this truth, you're going to be without protection, running like a chicken with your head cut off.
Right.
Keep reading.
And they shall every man turn to his own people.
That brother who I spoke to on Clubhouse, he gonna try to run to them. I seen a video of him on Facebook. He's over here supporting some white woman running for Congress or something like that. He's taking pictures of white folks and he's golfing. When it all falls down, he gonna be running to them white folks, and guess what? They gonna turn to their own people, man. The deep part is on the Clubhouse. There was a white man on there. He was like, "Yeah, we backed you up. We got 4 million of us. Just waiting for the flashpoint, and then we're gonna, everything's gonna strike." Some white militias in a revolution. You think these white militias are gonna be saying, "Hey, black man, come fight with us"? Oh, no, they're gonna be aiming for you, because guess what, black man, you still a nigga.
Damn right.
You still a nigga to them, man. And you over here looking to these people to be a safe haven, and they're gonna be aiming at you. They're gonna be looking through that scope, ready to bust your head. But guess what the Isupk gonna be? In safety, watching it all go down, having lamb, having unleavened bread, having a feast day, sipping on some good some good strong. That's what we're gonna be doing. Under orders, protected, waiting on the 200 million chariots. You understand? On defense, loving each other. And if the Lord allow, getting our wives, putting seeds in them. You understand? Keep reading.
And flee everyone into his own land.
Every nation is going to go back to their own people, because guess what? In a crisis, you go with what's familiar. You go to your own people. You rely on your own people. And Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, that's our problem, man. We don't want to rely on our own people, man. We want to go look to nations that have oppressed us and try to find safety. Because why? We're mentally ill.
Right.
Keep reading.
Verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
What does this mean? If you're found trying to hide and find safety amongst these other nations, when they see you, they're going to look at you as an enemy. And listen, man, it's on. They're going to slide on you, man. Everybody that's found is going to be thrust through. What you doing here in my barn? You ain't one of us.
Right.
You going to get taken out, man. Lynched. Massacred. Because during this time period, during this time of havoc and travail, everybody is going to look to their own people, man. Keep reading.
And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
You're going to fall by the sword, because now the Lord going to see you arm in arm with them, and He going to take you out. Because you joined up, you didn't follow His command. The order that was given was, gather yourselves together. O nation not desired. That was the command. And you disobeyed the order, and you wanted to line yourself up with them who the Lord hates, and He going to destroy you right along with them. You going to catch it from both sides.
Right.
You understand? But look, man, that's all I got. Is there any questions? Any questions? Is anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat? Any questions? You know what I'm saying? If not, we're going to go ahead and close out. Any questions?
I don't see.
Oh, sis, you got a question?
Are you going to break down Proverbs 17:18?
Let me see. All right. So, we got a question from the sister in the class. She want a breakdown of 17 and 18. Okay, no sweat. Somebody want to go ahead and pull that out? You sure this is the right? Read it first, and let's make sure it's the right scripture she wants. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 18. A man void of understanding striketh hands, and becometh surety in the presence of his friend.
That's the scripture you talking about? Okay, no sweat. Hey, go ahead and read that again.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 18. A man void of understanding striketh hands,
right,
and becometh surety in the presence of his friend.
Okay, so give me the definition of surety.
Surety, a person who takes responsibility for another's performance of an undertaking. For example, they're appearing in court for the payment of a debt.
Right. So now check this out. So I was watching Drink Champs. This is a podcast, a video podcast with Noriega. And he had Benny Siegel on as a guest, okay? I don't know if you're familiar with Benny Siegel. He's a rap artist out of Philadelphia, right? So Benny Siegel's telling a story about how when he was going to be released on bond, right? He was locked up, and the judge, everybody had come, like Jay-Z, other people who had, from his record label, other character witnesses had came to testify on behalf of him, right? For him to get released on bond, right? So Jay-Z, I think, was like the final person to speak on his behalf, right? And he's saying all these good things and whatnot. So the judge says to Jay-Z, he says, are you willing to sign off and take responsibility if he tries to run and break bail, like, out on bail, but then, run and not come back to court? Or are you willing to take responsibility for anything that he does criminal if he's out there in the public? Can you guess what Jay-Z said? You can't guess, or you giving an answer? Okay, can any of y'all guess what Jay-Z said? The judge was like, are you willing to be responsible for what Benny Siegel does while he's on bond? And are you responsible that are you willing to be responsible to show that he'll come back to court, and be responsible if he does anything criminal while he's out on bond? No. Okay, so what do you think Jay-Z said? Go ahead.
I'm gonna get a lie.
That's exactly what Jay-Z said. He said no. He said no. I'm not going to be responsible. He went up there to do what he could to get him up out of jail, but he said, I'm not going to be responsible for another grown man and what he's about to do. Now, some people might say that's not brotherhood, right? But for Jay-Z to say that, he's like, I don't know what he may do.
Right.
So I'm not going to make myself responsible for that. So now let's read this again. Let's read the scripture again. Surety is, Salaki priest, surety is taking a responsibility. Read again, read the definition again.
Surety,
right?
A person who takes responsibility for another's performance of an undertaking. For example, they're appearing in court or the payment of a debt.
Right. So usually when somebody gets locked up and they call for a bond, if you go and pay their bond, the bondsman makes you sign off to say you're liable for this person doesn't show up to court. We're going to come and holler at you about it. If he don't show up for court, you're paying this money, we're going to come holler at you about it. Because the bondsman is paying the court. So usually with the bond, you're paying a percentage of what the total bond is. So if the court says the bond is $30,000, you pay 10%, that could be $3,000. If the bond is $3,000, you pay 10%, is $300, right? So now the bondsman is paying all of it. You're paying the bondsman only the 10%. You dig what I'm saying? So when they come ask, they say, are you going to sign off on this? Are you going to be responsible for Trayvon? You know what I'm saying? Coming to court? You're like, okay, I'm going to sign off. They come looking for you to try to find them. That's why you get these little them reality TV shows with a bail bondsman. What he do first? He go to the person who signed off on the bond and try to find who? The person who's supposed to come to court. Because they can't get their money. You dig what I'm saying? Back if they can't bring him to court. The court won't refund them their money. So how does the bail bondsman make the money? Off of the 10% that you give. They finance for that $30,000, but they're getting that $3,000 off of you, or that $300 off of you. That's how they make their money. You dig? So being surety is covering down for somebody in a court situation or in a debt situation. So let's read it again. Read the scripture again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 18. A man void of understanding striketh hands.
Striketh hands means this. It's a handshake. A man void of understanding is going to go ahead and shake hands and make the agreement. Keep reading. Why?
And becometh surety in the presence of his friend.
He's saying, I'm about to hold him down, and I'll take the responsibility for whatever he does. You're lacking understanding. If you're helping this person and this person doesn't have no integrity, and like the Bible says, The scriptures say, don't make friends with an angry man, otherwise you're going to pay for what his anger does. Because if you're with him and he's liable to get angry and do something crazy, if you're his friend, if you're loyal, you a real nigga, or you a real man, or a real friend, then whatever he gets into, you into, right? But if he's angry and liable to get you in a situation that's not good, then it's really foolish for you to be his friend. Because why? Loyalty is required, but your loyalty is going to cause you to get punished because he don't have no self-control. You understand? So it's saying you lack understanding if you take on the responsibility for somebody who's not operating with any kind of self-control or according to the law. That's what that precept means. All right? Is anything in the chat? We check it, because if that's it, we a little bit over. We go ahead and close out. And, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's go ahead and get do the security announcements. And then I'm going to pass the class over to Caucasar, you know what I'm saying? And then we're going to go ahead and get this prayer in. And then, you know, get our salute and get up out of here.
These are the Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk, start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and in Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'asher means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, the free will offer for priests, is not mandatory. It's whatsoever amount you will like. Upcoming holy convocation. We have the memorial of blowing of trumpets. The first day of the 7th month. Monday, the 6th of September, 2021. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 and 25. Remind the occupant to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boot, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And this concludes the Isupk security announcements.
All right, we can go ahead and stand and do the Lord's Prayer. Oh. All right. Face the east. All right. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malak Mafka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Ayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawah. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nayathan. Layanawa. Laikam. Call. Yawam. Wasalalak la nawa. Kawa wathanawa. Kasalalak nawa. Kawa yanawa. Wa'la'a. Tabaya ana wa'a. Bana sa ya'awan. Above. Hawasha na'awa. Ma'ayan. Ra'a. Kaya. Laka. Hama'alakwa. Wahala'ala. Waha ta'apa'ara. It's okay, bro. La'awala layam. Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
So be it.
All right, Salakia. You're going to do a curse salute to the brothers. Men of Israel. Ahmad Shabbat. Amijam. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. Yazamatzah. Asar. Turn to the sisters. Men of Israel. Ahmad Shabbat. Amijam. Barak. Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahushua. Yazamatzah. Salakia. Asar dismissed.